Hey everyone, my name is Jack. Welcome back to the channel. I cover a variety of topics as they relate to investing and personal finance. If you like that sort of content, be sure to have a look around the channel. And if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. But this is another episode of my M1 Finance tutorial series where I'm going over all the basic features within M1 Finance and explaining the benefits and drawbacks with the platform. It should be helpful if you're considering using M1 Finance. I think it's a great brokerage overall. I am an affiliate with them, full disclosure. And if you are interested in checking them out for yourself, it is free to open up an account and check out all the features that they have. You can use my link in the description below, and if you end up funding your account, I would get a small commission, which would help out the channel. So I'd appreciate that, and ideally you'd get a great brokerage out of it as well. That's the most important thing. But today I want to go over the M1 Finance Pi system and how M1 Finance works in general on the investment side and kind of the main benefit to M1 Finance, which is this Pi system. So what do I mean when I say Pis? Well, a Pi on M1 Finance, this is my portfolio right here. You can actually copy it by copying the portfolio. I'll go ahead and link it below. I do an M1 Finance series every single 15th of the month, so you can check out all the moves I'm making in this portfolio and copy it for yourself. I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research, but it could be a great way to start your portfolio if you happen to like what's in here. But anyways, a Pi, this is the portfolio right here, and each of these sort of slices, as they call them, make up a portion that I designate for the portfolio inside this Pi. So I'll go ahead and click on this slice right here, the metals slice. So there's a lot of gold and gold stocks in here. So you can see within this slice, there are more sub-slices in it, if you want to call it that. So you can really fine-tune your portfolio allocation by using this Pi system. And the reason that you actually can fine-tune it really automatically is because M1 Finance offers an automatic investing feature. Now, I don't have it on right now, but what you do is you set up target allocations in each of these slices. So you can see the bold number below. That is the target allocation that I have for each particular slice. And whenever I add new cash, if I were to have this auto invest feature on, that cash would get automatically distributed to any underweighted sections of the portfolio. So anywhere where the non-bold number was less than the bold number, it would prioritize on those first. And it would try to do the same thing within each slice as well. So if you have one slice that has a number of stocks or bonds in it, and something's underweight within the slice, then it will focus on those first within the slice. So it's really great for automation and really maintaining a solid portfolio balance if you're really trying to focus on your portfolio structure. That's one thing that M1 Finance is absolutely fantastic for. So it's really easy to fine-tune your exact portfolio allocations, and that really is going to pay off in the long term if you're really paying attention to it and set up a nice allocation that fits your investment criteria. And this automatic reinvestment feature applies to your dividends as well. Any new cash that goes into your account, so whether that be cash that you add from a bank account or from dividends, it will get thrown into your cash pool and then it will automatically be reinvested. Now, one of the drawbacks with M1 Finance is that unlike many other brokerages, say a Robinhood, a Vanguard, a TD Ameritrade, pretty much every brokerage, at least every major brokerage, is going to have the ability to place trades at any time of the day. That is not actually the case with M1 Finance. You can only place a trade at about 8:30 a.m. every day. So you can place the trade the day before or early in the morning before the 8:30 window, and then it will invest the money at the 8:30 start time when the market opens. This is 8:30 Central Time for me, so it would be different for each market, but this is 8:30 Central Time, so when the market's open. So that is a drawback. If you're really trying to price time or do short-term trades, this can be a huge negative factor if you're trying to trade. M1 Finance, I would not consider it a trading platform at all. It really is a long-term portfolio construction-focused investment platform. It's not really a trading app. There are other apps and brokerages out there that are much better suited for short-term trading and trying to really get fine-tuned data and details on stock movements in a particular day. M1 Finance is not the brokerage for you if that's what you want to do. 8:30 is the base time for investment that M1 Finance uses, but if you end up using M1 Plus, which I also have, I just checked the price on M1 Plus. It's their premium service. So 8:30 a.m., everyone gets that, but if you pay about $120 per year, so if you have a lot of money, it really isn't that much in the account, but if it's a small account, that can be pretty pricey. But if you pay the extra $120 or so for M1 Plus, and they do promotions on that all the time, then you can actually invest at 2 p.m. as well. So you get 2 trade windows. So if you want to make if something comes up later in the day, you can actually still place a trade before the market closes. Again, that's 2 p.m. Central Time, so about an hour before the market closes. But just keep that in mind. That's probably the biggest negative drawback with M1 Finance, and I'm not sure if they're going to keep that long term, but right now they do all of their trades in that window, 8:30 a.m., and if you have M1 Plus, then 2 p.m. as well, so you get a little bit more flexibility there. But if you're doing long-term investing, frankly, that shouldn't be a huge issue anyway, trying to place trades in very short windows. Typically, you're going to see something, and if you're investing in it for the long term anyways, a small price movement within a couple hours probably won't make a difference. Of course, you can pick exceptions, but if you're really focusing on long term, that didn't stop me from using M1 Finance since I'm really focusing on the long term anyways. I'm not a stock trader, but if you are a stock trader, really M1 Finance isn't for you if that's what you're trying to do with it. But let's go ahead and see how the pie system works and how you can actually create pies. You can see if I hit edit here, I can change the current pie that I have in the portfolio already. So if I wanted to have less Berkshire Hathaway, I could hit this and move the target allocation down to 10% and then move something else up 5%. You do have to have the full 100, obviously, so you can do that, and that's very easy to do. And if you wanted to add another pie within it, you would have to actually go to the pie tab. And to get to the My Pies tab, I'd hit research up here, go to My Pies, and you'll see a bunch in here. I don't use all of them. A lot of this is just kind of experimenting and seeing what's up. And I've also imported some pies from other users, which is something you can do like I mentioned earlier. So if you want to import mine or someone else's who uses M1 Finance, it's very easy to share a pie as well. But I'd hit create new pie up here. And then let's just say I pick Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and sure, that'll be my 3 stock portfolio of large cap tech stocks. And I'll go over this research tool as well in a future tutorial. It'll be a short one on the actual research tools in here because they are pretty helpful for narrowing down your options. It's not super dense, but it is helpful for getting a quick cursory look at what's going on with the stocks. But you can see all I have to do now is go down to the bottom and hit add. And then it's going to put this into a pie, and you can see this is the new pie created. It automatically sets them to even, but if you want to change the allocation, for example, let's say I want more Apple and, I don't know, less Amazon or something. Whatever you want to do, you can do anything in here. You can add as many stocks. You can add ETFs in here as well. It doesn't have to be just individual stocks. But let's say this is good for me. I name this pie test pie, and then hit save. And then that pie is ready to go. And now what I can do is go back over to my investment account. You can see this is the original pie we were looking at earlier. I can hit edit here. Then I hit add and hit my pies up here at the top. And then there's test pie. And then I can hit add. And then ta-da, it's now in my main portfolio. And now I have to give it a target allocation. I can set that to whatever I want. I'm not actually going to do that since I do not want to add this to my portfolio, but that's how you would do it. You add a pie within a pie and ta-da, that's it. And you don't need to use pies within pies. It's just whatever you want to do. You get some nice customization there with portfolio allocation, so you can really fine-tune it down to whatever your investment needs are. One thing I also should mention is you cannot trade options on M1 Finance. It is solely stocks, bonds, ETFs, and those sorts of securities. You cannot do options or derivative type investments like futures, so you really can't do those sorts of investments. But that kind of goes back to you really aren't trading here on M1 Finance. It is a long-term investment platform, not really suited for trading. Maybe they will change this in the future, but right now their bread and butter is long-term investors, leaning a bit towards the passive automated side. So if you don't want to spend tons of time looking at daily stock charts, this probably is good brokerage for you. Not that you can't do some active trading on here. That's what I do. I do not have the automatic system set up here. I did have it for a while, but I've been doing some stock picks, especially through this very volatile market, trying to find some good deals. But that's beside the point. You have some options and flexibility there, but not really in the trading side. It's very much on the long-term investment horizon. That's kind of the niche that M1 Finance seeks to fill. So that's all I've got for this one. Check out the playlist at the end of this video. I'll link to it so you can actually see other tutorials if you're still interested in M1 Finance. Or if you don't want to hear anything else from me, you can go ahead and check out the link in the description below and you can check it out for yourself. Again, I am an affiliate with M1 Finance. If you end up funding your account, I might get a small commission, which would help out the channel, which would be great, and hopefully you get a great brokerage out of it. So be sure to check it out. It's of no harm to you to open up an account. It's free to do, and there's no minimum or anything like that, so you can open it up and browse around. You can copy my portfolio into it as a start if you want to just test that out too, or create your own pie. I'd encourage you to do that and start doing some research on the platform. But if you have other questions about M1 Finance, definitely leave them in the comments below, or check out that playlist again to see if I've already answered that question or talked about that particular feature. But that's all I've got for today. If you like this video, please like it since it helps the channel out a lot. And if you like this sort of content about investing and M1 Finance in particular, definitely subscribe so you don't miss any new updates since I put out new videos every single week. But until next time, take care.